All right, cool. So I got a very special guest in the house today, but just give people a little bit of context about who you are, what you do, and how you do it.
Okay, well, full-time or?
Full-time.
Okay. So full-time from a 9 to 5, I'm at the Bird Ogden Arena.
Okay.
So I'm doing sales day in, day out. I'm focused on Vipers and Toros, RGV Vipers and RGV FC Toros. So I'm kind of consumed by the sports world, looking for people that are interested in sports and trying to sell them tickets.
How is that? How is it's the G League, right?
Yeah,
it's the G League
NBA
now?
G League.
Yeah. How's that going? Because I haven't been to a game in years, but they're phenomenal. They're fun.
So the NBA G League, for me, it's the new path for athletes to get to the NBA.
Okay.
I think it's a great option for athletes that are coming up, if they're looking for a new route, or if for some reason college is not the place for them. For example, I'm a huge Ball in the Family, Lonzo
Okay.
Ball,
Yeah.
LiAngelo Ball, LaMelo Ball, for example, went pro when he was like 16 or 17, something like that. I'm not sure exactly. So he went pro, and he was not able to go to the NCAA for that reason. Not only that, but he's making his own clothing. He's making his own shoes.
Awesome, right?
Yeah. So because of all those reasons, since he's marketing himself and making money already, he can't go into the NCAA, which is weird. But he had to choose a different option.
Right.
So the NBA G League could have been considered as one of his options, but he actually chose to go overseas to Australia. The NBA scouts followed him, and a couple of other athletes followed him. And so this becoming more of like a realistic option, then the NCAA is now having, I believe NCAA has to think of other ways.
Right.
And the NBA G League has to up the amount that they're paying people, because now it's like a realistic option. Now we have different choices for these athletes to go to the NBA different ways.
That's interesting because now that the world of the internet's around, and you have like influencers and all that stuff on Instagram, YouTube, everything, excuse me, there's these people that are getting endorsements and all these sponsorships by these different companies they really don't even need to do anything anymore.
Yeah.
It's crazy, man. But their skill level of when they get into like the NBA and all that stuff is like they already have it. But so what's stopping them from getting to that point?
Wait, what do you mean?
Like as far as, because they have to go through the NCAA, right?
Okay.
So they can't just go directly into the NBA, or how does that work?
No, they can't do that anymore.
Okay.
They have to at least do a one and done. So
Okay.
again, like these rules and stuff that are beyond me. I don't know. I don't know
Interesting.
when. I don't know why. I guess it's ethics.
Yeah.
It's NBA ethics. They try to create a.
There's just so much money out there nowadays, dude.
It's crazy, man. And I don't know. It's just sports athletes. I think it's tough, and in the world that we're in right now, I think the mental. I don't know what to call it. Like mental health. There you
Yeah.
go. Mental health is such a big thing.
Yeah.
And so I think they're just trying to protect the athletes. They're trying to show the world that they care,
Right.
not just about money, but about the health of the athletes.
Interesting.
Yeah.
It's an interesting take, because usually like those big huge companies, they just all money. Like
Well,
boom.
Well, growing up, I'm like Allen Iverson. That's what I'm used to.
Yeah.
I see Allen Iverson coming up, and these guys are coming from hardship, and they're coming from communities that don't have a lot of money, and then they go into the NBA and they get these $1 million contracts, and they just ball out.
Yeah.
And it's tough. It's tough for the NBA to receive that as a professional organization, and they get them on the red carpet, and they walk into the arenas, and they dress however they want,
Yeah.
And I think that was a huge controversy when Allen Iverson was coming in with big chains, and he was coming in with baggy clothes, and so the NBA commissioner and everybody is there looking like, is this the brand that we want?
Right.
And so it was very controversial, but of course the people from the places that he comes from support him, and I think the movement is stronger from the personality basis. Like, hey, we all want our personality to be shown on a big screen,
Right.
not us to conform to what you want us to look like.
Yeah, everything amplifies once you're on TV and radio. Everything is interesting. But let me ask you this, because I'm super interested. It's mental health, right? So I'm thinking like mental health is a huge issue, obviously in sports. So they're coming from nothing, going into millions and millions of dollars. How do you think they I guess, how did they change their lifestyle? Because they're, let me compare it to this. Like, you can't take the valley out of the valley person.
Right.
Something like that, right?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's tough.
Yeah.
So it's a dangerous thing. I think about it myself. Of course, I have ambitions. I have goals. I want to make a lot of money, right? But then I think about it and I see my character and I see sometimes the way that I act and I think to myself, okay, but can I even handle it?
Yeah.
And if I'm ever gonna get it, do I have to be disciplined enough before I get it? And is that part of like God's plan or whatever, that I have to prepare myself prior to the actual receiving of whatever it is? Well, I think the thing about athletes is to be an athlete, to be a professional athlete, you already have to have discipline.
Yeah.
You already have to be working out when times that you don't want to, doing things that you don't want to, waking up early, you know, the hard work.
Put in the work to get it out, right?
Yeah, like in order to be in the NBA, they had to work hard.
You have to, man.
So,
I think it was interesting because I heard something about Shaq where he was making a ton of money and he was spending a ton of money. I think his accountant was like, "Hey, dude, you need to chill out before you spend it all."
Oh yeah,
yeah. So he was like, "Okay, let me play the long term game here."
And then so they have agents, and then they have. I mean, they have a whole. I think each player probably has like a whole organization around them, family and business partners, helping them to move in the right direction with all their money. Eventually, they become investors and stuff like that.
Build businesses and stuff like that.
Like Kobe Bryant, man. Like Kobe Bryant, to me, when he passed away, it was like, I mean, it was just something out of this world, because I saw him instantly go from the NBA to retirement to Wall Street. I'm pretty sure that I saw him on Bloomberg TV, on stuff like that, like wherever they show. I don't know exactly because I don't keep up with the stocks and stuff like that, but I saw him actively in the business world, like investing. He was focused on making his money grow. Yeah,
because you can lose that money really fast, dude. Like he was really smart. So let's talk about Kobe, dude, because why do you think it had such an impact on people like the way it did?
Remember when you asked me, he was like, is there one thing we're not going to talk about?
Yeah.
I think that's the one thing.
That's the one thing.
That's the one thing, man.
But it's interesting because, I mean, if you think about it, like, coming from basketball, right? And then also business world, entrepreneur, like, he touched a lot of people.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't just basketball people. Like, he touched a lot of people. And it was very interesting, dude, because, I mean, I didn't think it was going to affect me. I was like, okay, I died. But no, like, seriously, like, damn, dude, like, this guy was an idol, an icon. I mean, he's somebody that a lot of people looked up to.
Yeah, and I think just to touch on the concept, because I've been seeing it, a lot of people saying in a negative response to the amount of attention that his passing received. You know, it kind of like overwhelmed after the fact, right? Like we all woke up in the morning like, oh no way. And this didn't happen. This isn't real. This is another one of those fake internet memes or something. Yeah. And then it's real. And so then people start posting their rest in pieces like crazy. Yeah. I mean, all the NBA was doing special presentations. The NBA G League, we did it. We did a special presentation for Kobe. I think we did it 2 games. We did it once against the Lakers, and then we did it like a day after the passing. And so we even had the Mamba mentality presentation and everything. We did a moment of silence. And so a lot of this stuff is happening, and I feel like people feel that their siblings or their relatives or their people that have served in the army and stuff like that are not getting considerable amount of attention when they pass. Or again, back to people in the communities where there's hardship. People die every day, and it's like people are saying, "Hey, man, we're not getting our people any love like the way Kobe did." Right. But then again, I think for me, the way that it resonates is not that he's a basketball player, not that he's an investor or a father. It's that he was an exceptional human being. He was far beyond what a lot of us could achieve, and I think that's where it's like so powerful, because he worked we worked in a way that most people might not be able to
ever achieve. It's insane, man. It's crazy because like there's very few people like that. Yeah. Ever. Like,
Right.
I think Michael Jordan's one, but he's still alive, right? Elon Musk is another like genius mind that's a billionaire. So
Right.
there's very few people that can touch a lot of people in a positive way.
Right, and we could break it down a million times. Like, okay, this is what he did. This is what he did. He woke up in the morning, and it's one thing to know his schedule, but it's one thing to be able to. It's another thing to be able to actually do it.
Yeah,
you know,
no,
like,
exactly. Yeah,
come on. I hear people wake up at 4 a.m. They work out at 6. They wake up at 4 a.m., have breakfast, work out at 5 a.m., rest at 6, you know, and then back to work at 7.
Yeah.
You know, like the way that it goes, just the breakdown of that successful person's schedule. I mean, I know that.
Yeah.
That people tell me all the time, Mark Wahlberg, his schedule. This is his schedule. If you want to be successful, this is what you have to do.
It's not that. It's not that, man. And I think that's an important thing because like going through entrepreneurship for me, I had a phone call the other day. I was talking to a friend and she was like, what are you up to? I was like, I'm just navigating the ups and downs of entrepreneurship because it's hard. It was like, nobody really understands it unless you're actually in it. So touch on that because I think the mentality of a positive goal-getting mind is something that you really need in today's society.
Yeah, for sure. The mentality. I mean, you can be all different types of people. You know, that hardcore, motivated, go-getter. Yeah, I think you just have to believe in your product, whatever it is. You just have to truly be the face of your product, or you have to be the designer of your product. You have to believe first and foremost, be self-identified, know what you're good at, you know, because you might be one of those guys that's just like laid out in the, you know, really lazy and not really into doing a lot of stuff. And I wouldn't take any capability away from you. I wouldn't say, hey, you can accomplish great things.
Right.
Like, hey man, you can. It just might be different than mine. You might be laying in your backyard doing nothing, and that's when you invented something for. I mean, the remote is not a go-getter tool.
Yeah,
you know,
you're right.
A lot of the things that we use are for comfort. You know, a lot of the great inventions and stuff.
Convenience.
Yeah, it's for convenience. So I don't know if it comes from that. I think once they make the product, they need people like to go and sell it.
Yeah.
Which is
something that's very interesting to me right now is esports. Do you game?
NBA 2K.
Yeah. I haven't touched a system in years, dude. Like sometimes I just want to go out and buy the PlayStation and just like sit down and all weekend. I can't do that, man. I feel bad watching like a 30-minute movie sometimes. But it's very interesting because there's a lot of people coming up now that are making a ton of money doing this stuff, dude.
Gaming?
Yeah, gaming, man.
Yeah.
It's a huge thing. It's a huge thing, man.
They do arena stuff.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Time, yeah.
My buddy went up, he drove up to San Antonio and he went to go check out the esports place. And there was gaming going on, dude. I was like, it's insane, man.
Yeah,
where it's going, dude. So these superstar kids are just like they did that. Like nobody told us that when we were growing up. Like, you keep playing games, you get good enough, and you'll make some money. Yeah.
Well, yeah, for sure. Growing up, I was really into games. I mean, I'm there, and then going back to, I'm telling you, I'm a big Ball in the Family thing, like a fan.
Yeah.
And he's always playing video games. The Metal Ball, like this guy is like prospected to be the #1 draft pick, and this kid's always playing video games, man. And he stays up late. I mean, he's a kid. It's just like, again, like growing up, I was always into video games, and my mind was always like, if I could just create the Xbox Live that is of today, but back then obviously we didn't have it. But it's still great. I think playing video games, doing whatever you're doing, just as long as you maintain that self-identity. Again, like I felt like I was creating things since I was a young person.
Yeah.
So the creativity is in you, and when you see somebody else do it, and they did it, and you're like, I had that idea.
Yeah.
Obviously, I wouldn't be able to come up with the ways to do it. But I'm like, man, that shows me I'm capable again.
Yeah.
It's like anybody can do it. Anybody can do it. Come up with the stuff that you're thinking about, or just do whatever you're good at. Because obviously, I can't make Xbox Live, but I can make something.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
And so I'm gonna find out what it is that I can make, and then I'm gonna make it, and I'm gonna be my best seller of it.
Yeah, I think that it's interesting because the internet has literally shrunk the world where you can make money off the internet. And I was like, this stuff's never been like that before, ever, dude.
For sure.
What do you feel about that? Because I always ask this to my guests because I'm super interested in what their thoughts are about it. Is it a good thing that everybody has a voice, or is it a bad thing that everybody has a voice?
It's great. Yeah, it's a great thing.
What do you say about the other people that are just spreading hate and spreading nonsense and all that stuff? It just comes with
Block them.
You can. That's the great thing about it. I don't think people understand like block. But I think people like the controversy. I think people love to get pulled into that, like politics,
Right.
Trump, all that stuff. They love to be pulled into it, man.
I saw somebody post the other day. I don't know if it was on I don't know who social media it was on, but they put people may post. No, it wasn't on yours for sure. So people post something just to allow others to post negative comments.
Yeah.
Like negative posts attract more comments.
It's crazy.
So it may be like a marketing tactic to occasionally post something negative.
It's interesting because I'm coming from the world of digital marketing, so I understand like if you get negative feedback on Facebook, that counts for like 10 times worse than a like. So eventually your account just gets banned. I've been lucky enough because I stay on the positive side of things. So I have kids and I'm a family man, so I'm like, I don't want to be known as the controversial guy, right?
Yeah.
So I try to keep everything clean. Are you on TikTok?
No,
Need to get on TikTok, man.
Yet.
I tell this to everybody, dude. One-on-one, I'm going to tell every single person, get on TikTok because right now is the time to build your audience.
Well, I'm really close. I should say that. I'm really, really close. So,
what platforms are you using the most?
Social media, Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, Snapchat.
I love LinkedIn, man. LinkedIn's a cool tool because you can talk to the CEO directly. I love that stuff, dude.
Yeah, or the marketing guys just using the CEO's profile.
Yeah. It's crazy because when
you're really excited, you're like, I'm talking to the CEO.
I know it's not even him. It's crazy because when I was getting on LinkedIn, I started being more active. I just got a bunch of spam. Like, do you get that on yours?
Oh
too?
yeah, I'm the spammer.
You're the spammer. Like block. No, I think social media is a very interesting tool to be able to grow your influence, and that's kind of what we're here for. Is because I want you to chat about what you have coming up right now.
Yeah. So what I'm working on right now is a single. I also do music. So again, I've been talking about finding something that you can create and doing that and pursuing that. And as an entrepreneur, marketing, sales, everything kind of ties in because I love it. I love music. I don't play any instruments, but I love listening to music. I know there's a lot of people out there, they love to be able to relate to the music. Well, I love to be able to get my actual life and just put it in a song. And that's what I've been doing for a long time. So I was 16 years old. I made my first song, and I've been making music ever since. So I'm really excited about the current song that I'm going to release because it's not so personal. I've been making music for a long time that's about my life, my life. And I listen to it and I'm like, man, this is really personal. Like, hey, can I listen to your song? Yeah, man, check it out. I was like, oh, damn, that's really what happened to me last month.
Damn.
And it's like, so I just show it to my family, whatever. And I get a certain way. Like the beat is hard and everybody's jamming to it, but it's like you're driving to work, you really want to listen to my problems, Yeah. I don't think so.
Yeah.
So this song is more, it's more just fun.
Yeah.
And I got so excited when I made it because I feel I'm in a new point in my life. I feel like my creative process has come to a point where it's like, yes, it's still personal, but it's a little bit more for you.
Right. Now I find it interesting because you're already 99% ahead of everybody else. Like people always think about, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this.
Yeah.
Never do it. You did it. Like it's a cool part, and you've been doing it. I think the more you keep doing stuff, doing stuff, you become that expert in your field. And I think it's very interesting because how old are you?
28.
Oh, you're young, dude. So you have so much time. I had to think about it though.
That is a long time.
Yeah, but when is the single coming out?
February 20th, 2020.
Oh, so it's pretty soon.
A little play on numbers. It's 022020.
Nice.
There's a lot of twos and zeros.
Yeah. So what do you have planned for it?
So, most of all, I wanted to take a different approach. In advertising and marketing, I've been doing the same thing. I personally do everything, right? So I'll record myself. I'll master it. I will do the graphics. I'll do the photos. I'll do the marketing, whatever. Everything is done by me. So I wanted to take a different approach this time, and I wanted to reach out to outside sources to do the recording of the music. Because again, this is for them. This is for the people that would be listening. This is for the fans and for my friends and family to hear something that this is a long coming. I've been doing this since I was 16 years old, and I think it's finally time that I give them something that they can that they can like really eat and chew on and say this is a really good song. I can hear this a bunch of times. You know, there's no screw ups in the way that the music is made. So I got together with G Ritmo, some guy from Palmview. He's a DJ, sound engineer. He's really good at what he does. I linked up with him originally through a marketing company he was applying for, and then we re-met here at the Bird Ogden Arena. I was looking for local talent to do a performance. They came. They did a pre-game performance. It was awesome. These kids, man, and I say kids. G Ritmo's like the same age as me. I say kids. Because,
I call you all kids.
Yeah, it's because he's working with some younger cats that man, they got talent. And so me coming up from being the younger guy, like I was always with my, you know, my idols and people that I see that the best freestyler, the best DJ. So I'm always hanging around with them, trying to learn the best way to perform and to be. And I was always the young guy, and I always thought that I had the swag, and that these guys they're whatever, you know, like they got it, but I got it, you know. and so now I'm on the other end, and I see these kids, and I'm like, dang man, they got it. Like they got a little shine. Like one of them walks in like Michael Jackson.
Damn.
The other one walks in like Karol G. Like I'm telling you, man. So they got a lot of flow, and I saw that, and so I navigated to it, and I said, look, you know, let's see if we can link up and we can work together. And sure enough, he did a great job. I've been hearing the song lately on repeat.
Nice, nice.
And yeah, it sounds good, man.
Do you think you have to leave the Valley to become somebody big or somebody influential or have success?
Well, it's nice to go out and see it. I don't think necessarily you have to live there. Yeah. But you definitely got to get out, you know?
Because it does help with the creativity and meeting new people and making those connections.
Well, yeah, because you can get kind of comfortable because it's really nice here, you know, and the cost of everything's really good. And I mean, you don't have to, you can go both places. Go to a worse place and go to a better place. And I say that because you just got to get out of your comfort zone. You got to see different things. For me, it's like, hey, realize how great it is, the place that you're at. Realize the way the economy is, because man, like there's some places where it's not like this. Like there's some places where you can't go just right down the street and get what you want, you know? Like, it's not that easy in some places. I lived in North Texas in Wichita Falls for a little bit, and dang, man, it's like not like, you know, it's just tough, man. It's just tough. And you're out there in this little isolated place, and I'm there for sales. You're in this isolated place, and you're just like, damn, trying to get the money, trying to get to a point where you're like at a CEO status. That's the vision, that's the dream. I gotta outsource myself to just keep on moving and to get to a point where I'm at a higher place. And it's like, but you gotta go somewhere where it's tougher. I mean, and then that's where your starting point is. And I got to really see that how great this place is. Yeah, you know. So I love it here, but of course I have my friends and that tell me like, hey man, you got to go to LA because you got to see how they're doing it in LA, and you got to go here and you got to. So I mean, I wouldn't say that you don't have to go see it. But
experience life.
Yeah, you got to experience life.
Yeah, and I completely agree, man. I love going to Austin. I would never live there. Yeah, Austin's a little bit too weird for me. There's too much going on. San Antonio, I love San Antonio because the Austin vibe's starting to come down to San Antonio. So there's a lot of new places,
and I think that helps. Yeah. I think that helps. So. Hey, maybe you can't afford to go, right? Maybe you can't afford to go live over there, but you want to live a better life, or you want to be a go-getter, you want to be an entrepreneur, you want to have that mentality. Well, the great thing is, again, the internet. You can get online and you can see the people that are from over there. You can interact with them on a daily basis. Maybe they have podcasts or whatever, and just get the vibe. People that have moved over there, they move back and they're on a different plane. Like I was hanging out with another guy again. Bird Ogden Arena helps me to connect with these people, and his name's Paul. So Paul Bresenio, he's got something going on for him, huge thing going on. I think he's the one that actually connected me.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah, cool. He's the one that connected me for the podcast, Orchestra La NRG.
Yeah, I follow him.
And so, man, this guy's like going 100 miles per hour. He's saying, yeah, man, I've been here, I've been there. And so now I'm on a different plane. You know, I'm traveling at a different speed. And I'm traveling on the speed that they're on. And I want to bring that here to the Valley so you guys can can get on my speed.
Do you think that because this has been always one of my thoughts is like the Valley's very antiquated in their thinking, but there's a lot of a newer generation coming up, the Gen Zers, the younger millennials. I'm considered an old millennial already, but they have a more, because it's either you're very fast or you're very just lazy. It's one or the other. There's nothing in between. And I feel like, do you ever think that we can get on that speed level? Like, all right, we're in Chingas now. Like, we're like a big city.
Yeah.
What's that laugh for, man?
I don't know, man. It's just too nice out here. Like, we're where the winter Texans go, you know?
Yeah. No, I get it, man. And we're going to be too fast one day. It's like, I forget it.
But I'm not going to lie to you. Like, I don't drive around the city thinking that, you know? I don't go down Expressway 83 and think, oh, we're never going to be a big city,
Yeah.
you know? We never go fast. Like, no, man, I'm on Expressway 80 thinking we're the third biggest, we're the third fastest growing population in America. Like, that's what I think.
Yeah.
I look at the cities. I see what it was before, you know, when I was young and my dad's driving me down Expressway 83.
Yeah.
And then now as an adult, I drive down and I think, dang.
Yeah, it's growing fast.
Yeah. So,
But I feel like a lot of the people are still have a very old mentality or a very old mindset.
which gives us as entrepreneurs an advantage. I think. I feel like it motivates me. It gets me going. If you're that kind of person, like-minded people, we have an advantage. We are like the pioneers to that mentality, and I think that that's a huge thing, and that will get you up in the morning and say, look, now's the best time because nobody's there yet.
Yeah.
I'm already halfway there or whatever. So now, like, let's go.
Yeah, no, I completely agree, man. It's just, it's always that climb is like, oh man, it's an educational part, the informational part, and the entertainment part is, I think, the only way you can grow influence on social media or on the internet, right? And then the one-on-one conversations and networking, like stuff like that. So what do you think is the number one skill that you have to have in sales? Because this is what you do for a living.
Yeah, you have to have grit.
Grit.
That's it.
Explain a little bit more.
Because you can be dumb and you can have the worst communication skills. Like, you got to go out there. You got to see sales. You got to be in there with the sales guys, and you'll see everybody fits. Everybody, like, from the worst communicator, maybe he doesn't even speak English, or we're in a Spanish dominant area, he doesn't speak Spanish. Like, it's about the grit, man. It's about knowing what you want, having a goal, having something that you've been through. And like one of the things that they would always teach us in sales was, what's your why, right? Mm-hmm. That's like the biggest thing. What's your why? Yeah. If a company doesn't know why you're going after something and they have a product that they want you to sell, it's like, you're never going to drive that guy.
Can't buy into it.
Like, come on, that you want them to sell your product. Know why he's here. He's not here to sell your, like, really, if you're selling for me, I sold DirecTV. Yeah. He's selling DirecTV, really? Like, do you think he really has a passion for DirecTV? Yeah. Like, I mean, I don't know. Maybe there are some people that do, but if you can just figure out why he's there, why he's working every day, you know, what is he trying to accomplish? And then if you can figure that out, you can push on the right buttons. You can drive them to get your product sold. I mean, they're gonna go out there and they're gonna do it no matter what. Yeah. I didn't know Spanish when I was on the field, and I'm here in a predominantly Spanish area. Yeah. Well, I had to figure it out. I remember my first Spanish sale was like the biggest thing ever. I was like, Mom, I did it, Mom. I sold my first Spanish customer. Like, sí, firma aquí. Like, that's it. Like, just sign here. This is the product. Mira. Yeah. That's it. And I mean, you see it all the time. People trying to sell stuff. Like, I seen a guy on YouTube. He's like, he's always doing negotiations with people from outside of the country. Mm-hmm. And man, those guys go hard.
That's like, crazy, man.
They win, bro. They win. They just
do you follow
buy here.
Do you follow the Future?
No.
Check it out. It's the Future without the E at the end. These guys are, because I'm a huge Gary Vaynerchuk fan, and I went to go see him last 2 weeks ago. He gives the same thing. It's a real motivational stuff. I don't need the motivation. I need the tactics. So the Future, they focus on the tactics. Like, this is how you do it. This is what you say. Yeah. And I love that part, because with Gary V, he used to do it in the 4Ds, which is he would be having meetings with like these Fortune 500 companies, and you were in the meeting. Like, I love that stuff. I don't need the motivation because I sat on my couch for like 5 years.
I get it.
Consuming motivation.
You get to dissect the actual.
Yeah, that's important. Like, that's awesome, dude.
Oh wow, yeah, that's good.
Do you think anybody can be a salesman?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why? For sure. I mean, you just need the right coach. Just need the right teacher to teach you the basic steps to making a sale. Anybody. Have you ever seen Wolf on Wall Street?
Wolf on Wall Street. Wolf of Wall Street.
Yeah, there you go. Wolf. I always mess that up. Wolf of Wall Street. Yeah. Okay. So in that movie, my favorite part is when he puts together his team, right? And he puts together his team and they go one by one. And some of them are like drug dealers and some of them, they're just some guy he met at the restaurant who's like, man, how much money do you make? And he sees his car and he's like, yeah, man, if you show me a check, I'll quit my job right now and go work for you. Like, it doesn't matter. He was able to host a training, break it down. He's like so confident in himself. He's like, I'm going to make you guys rich, right? And so he does. Yeah. And he makes them all rich. He just duplicates himself, and they become on the phone. It's my phone, my telephone terrorist. Man, it's crazy.
It's interesting because the world of sales. I mean, I don't think that anybody can be a salesman, and I think because a lot of people are introverted, extroverted. Okay. You seem to have an extroverted. Obviously attitude, right? And I think there's a lot of people that fall in between. I fall in between the introverted and extroverted because sometimes, like, when I'm in front of a lot of people or giving talks, I get exhausted. Like, oh, I don't want to deal with people, but I like my alone time. So I navigate in that weird spot where I can do both.
Right.
And I think the extroverted people are just natural salesmen. Like, they know how to talk to people. They have the people skills. They aren't afraid of being turned down. I think introverted people are like, whoa, what if he says no? What if the next one says no? I think it's always about the grind. Like, it becomes a number game.
So my only argument would be, like, if you're introverted and your job's not paying you enough, are you going to stay in that job just because you're introverted?
Yeah.
Or are you going to explore other options? Maybe sales. Try it. Go out there, try it. And maybe people like you. Maybe they trust you. You don't have to be somebody you're not. You just have to go through the steps. I mean, the steps to making the sale. I mean, I think it's possible. Yeah. I've seen people come in. Obviously, you're not going to scream at somebody and transform them. Yeah. And I think that's like, yeah, go sell. And they're just like, oh, they become extroverted all of a sudden. I don't think it's going to happen. But if they go out there and they just be themselves and they follow the steps, some people are drawn to different type of people. Like me being extremely extroverted and being like really good at communication, that might come off as, as like charm is deceptive. That might come off a little deceptive. They might think, I can't trust this guy. He's overly good at what he's saying or whatever. And somebody else that's kind of calm,
more timid.
Timid. It doesn't really know. They might navigate towards that. So I don't know.
No, you're absolutely right, because people do gravitate towards different people, and especially in sales. Like if I'm talking like too much and then I'm giving all the stuff and I'm super excited, that just might turn somebody off.
Right.
Yeah. So what do you think are the top skills that a salesman has to have besides grit?
Besides grit. I hate to say it, but you got to make relationships. Yeah. You got to build relationships. The best people. And the reason I say I hate to say it is because I'm very like, wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. Like, I got my sale. Like, I'm on I'm on to the next. Yeah. I'm ready to go. If you want to be my friend, cool. But like, I'm not trying to be your friend. Yeah. If we happen to have a connection or something, like, add me on Facebook. Like, that's where I put all my stuff. Yeah. So if we, if we're in the same field. Yeah. So it's just, we can build a relationship. But I'm also not for all the phony stuff. Yeah. Like, I don't like to again be somebody I'm not. I'm gonna go out there, just be myself. I'm here to do my job, sell something to you, and I'm not gonna pretend like we're cousins or something. Yeah. But I've seen people who are the most successful, like their family with the randomest people. Like, oh my, you're Rodriguez, I'm Rodriguez, we're both. Don't tell me you live on Austin Drive, right? Oh my God, that's where my cousin lives. And then it's like, all right, let's do this.
I think we've been in sales where we can see all these things, all these old car salesman tactics work, man. And it's interesting because I find car salesmen very fascinating. Like, they have it down. Some of them know exactly what they're doing. Yeah. And I always ask myself, is it deceptive, or is it because sometimes when I'm in sales and I'm in sales mode, I kind of like a chameleon, right? I kind of like mold to the conversation, which is what you have to do.
Right.
And I always felt bad as like, because am I being unreal? But at the end of the day, is like, it's myself. Like that's I pull from certain people. I'm gonna pull something from you that I'm gonna use in the future. That's why I try to have so many different conversations and meetings. That way I pull a little bit from everybody, and I have just this bank of knowledge in my head. That way when I talk to people, I have something in common. Yeah. And I always thought it was like sneaky or deceptive, but I just figured it's like, that's who I am. That's how I talk. That's how I learn. That's how I speak. So I try to find that genuine commonality between me and the client or potential something. Do you think it's deceptive?
I think that's good though. I think it's really good. Yeah. I think mostly what makes somebody who they are, or what makes somebody genuine, is that concept in itself. The conscience saying to themselves, is this deceptive? Yeah. Come on, you got to do what you got to do. You got to learn skills. You got to learn tactics. You got to be good at what you do, just like anybody else. Like if you come in and just if you work at Subway or whatever, and you never learn how to make a better sandwich, then you're not trying to succeed in your position. Yeah. So you want to learn the best tactics. You want to be the best at the end of the day. So this is the way that I saw it when I was in the sales world. I came in, I was a youth pastor at the time. Okay. Like I was extremely like cautious about the things they were teaching me. I was like, whoa, we're gonna go out there and make somebody sign up off of impulse. Yeah. Like I'm not going to do that. There's no way. Those are people out there, and if they don't want to buy, they don't have to buy, right? So then I started seeing it as I progressed in a consumer world where people buy stuff. What do you want? Yeah. Do you want to buy? And we buy off emotion, right? Yeah. So do you want to go home happy, or do you want to go home like, I don't know if that was good. Like, and you're sweating. You're like, I don't know. I just spent $200. I just signed a $2,000 contract. I don't know if this is good. But my wife wants it or whatever. Like, you want to go home feeling like, man, I got the best deal ever. Right. This was awesome. I even got a discount, and so that's what a sales guy sometimes can do, is he can raise your emotions. Yeah. He can raise you to a place where you're really happy, and you go home feeling like you got the best deal ever, and you're satisfied. You sit on your couch and you're just like,
no, I completely agree, because I know there's different buying habits for every customer. There's so many damn people in the world, man. Yeah. So it's like finding those emotional people that will buy off that. But you also have to have a good story, and you have to sell it the right way. And I think certain tactics that you use in certain sales situations is super important. Like, you only develop that over time. And I think a lot of people are like, oh, I'm going to go in and sell us $1 million thing. Yeah. Never happens like that.
Tough. I'm not there yet, man. I'm in my position where I'm at. I'm not there yet. I'm still moving. I'm still working, trying to figure out stuff. And I feel like I had a lot of experience already. And I've trained other sales representatives, like 30 sales representatives at a time. I've been leading the pack before, and I come into this new sports place where the product is not $2,000. The product is sometimes $90,000. And that's when it's like, okay, you have to take yourself out of the deal. Yeah. You got to realize that these are people with their own pockets, with their own wallets. And you got to work it how, I don't know. I don't even know. I'm not there yet. Let's see.
Now, I find it interesting because I'm trained as a marketer to assume, like when I get on a sales call and they tell me no, or they tell me, come at me 30 days later or whatever. I'm trained as a marketer to never stop. I have to assume that they got busy. Maybe their baby was crying, so they had to go somewhere else. They didn't pick up their phone because life happened. So I always follow up. The follow up is it's very interesting, because literally in my inbox could be sitting thousands of dollars, like from a client that I could follow up with.
Right, like potential.
Yeah, it's potential, man. I don't think a lot of people really understand the follow up, because you already made that initial touch point. Yeah, I mean, they already know you. Mm-hmm. It's not as hard to go look for a new person. Like, they already know who you are. And I think that's the interesting thing about social media, is that now that you have them in your ecosystem, you can just follow up with them all the time, create content based on what they like, and then reel them back in. Mm-hmm. So it's a very interesting tactics that you could use on social media. But one more time before we finish out the podcast, let everybody know what's coming up and what you're excited about, man. Because this is pretty cool. I mean, I have a lot of friends that are musicians.
Yeah.
And they always talk about things and they always want to do things but they never do it.
Yeah.
You did it.
Yeah, I did it. Yeah. Hey, G Ritmo, you did it. Yeah, man. So the song is called Guap. It's coming out February 20th. Sound engineer by G Ritmo. I'm going to be working on a music video as well, coming in probably March, hopefully, as long as everything goes well. I'm hoping to get special graphics done. I mean, I have graphics if I need to, but you can be looking out for an exclusive graphics as well by an outsource. So the art concept is huge for this project. I want to make sure I get as many people involved. I want to make noise. It's a lot of fun. So you definitely like be able to play it. It's clean. So it's not clean just because it's clean. It's clean because the majority of my music is Christian hip hop. So I do a lot of music for God, Jesus, and that's the way that I've been going. This song, however, is just a general public kind of song,
Gotcha.
So it's great for everybody, great for the family, great for the
Do you
to
feel
go to the club if you want to go to the club, whatever.
Do you feel like it's harder for like a Christian hip hop artist to make it into the scene?
Nah.
No?
Nah. It's not harder. I think because again you're like for the Valley, it's kind of a pioneer thing again. There's not a lot of them. So I don't think it's as hard. There's a few of us out there, we could probably all gather together. I know them all.
Yeah,
we're all friends. I think it's just content. It's just creating content. It's just being creative, being able to connect with as many people as possible, and doing it in a way that's you have to be like you have to be sound in your beliefs and in your faith.
Yeah.
You have to be solid in what you understand. You can't still be wavering in religion and stuff like that, because that's not going to help you reach the masses.
Your message is going to be off.
Yeah. So a lot of people are going to turn it off right away because it just doesn't resonate with them.
Yeah.
So you have to be able to, to have that. So as long as you got that, as long as you understand, marketing, sales, and how to reach people, then you'll be fine.
Yeah. I think you got a great head on your shoulders, man. So just to let everybody know where they can find you and where they can find the music when it comes out.
So I'm going to do an exclusive release on the BG4G page. So the BG4G page is something that I created that's more like of my entrepreneur kind of concept, where I'm creating clothing, music, art, all types of things, and trying to publish it in a faith-based manner, believing it first before seeing it, going out and just doing it. But of course, it can be translated in any way. It'll be released on that page, facebook.com/BG4GCO. So BG4GCO, just like that.
Cool, man.
So
I'll make sure you send me the link, and I'll definitely get it, man.
Yeah, exclusive on that link, and then followed by Spotify, iTunes, but that'll come after, just because my platform comes first, And even though I'm still coming off of Facebook, it's just, for me, that's mine right now. I don't have a website just yet. Like, again, I'm doing links. So that's where I'm at right now. Spotify helps. So.
Sweet. Oh, hell yeah, dude. Awesome. Well, I appreciate you coming on the podcast, man.
Yeah, you got it.
I'll see you soon. And wait for the podcast to come out, and we'll link up everything and we'll get you going, bro.
Yeah, I'm excited.
All right, man.
Sounds good. Thanks.